We've come to the great Northwest, where bull riders only first started. For the third tour stop of the 1997-98 season. Hang on, folks. This is Wranglers Bull Riders Only from Tacoma, Washington. It's brought to you by Original COORS Beer. And by Wrangler, the official gene of Bull Riders Only. Howdy, everybody. I'm Bob Tallman, and welcome to the Great Northwest. Sunshine, actually, today in the Seattle-Tacoma area, but there's sunshine in the field of talent tonight. We're talking about 2 of the top 5 of the Canadian top 10 in the world standings. We're talking about 5 of the top 15 in the PRCA standings. And when we say the 4th and the 5th man, the 9th man, the 14th man, they're all here. But what I want to talk about is the money that's been earned over the years in Bull Riders Only. 3 men have gone over $300,000, 1 man over $600,000, and the new faces you're about to see will be exciting. But everybody wants to talk about the boys and the bulls. There's something more important than that, and our CEO and my partner, Shaw Sullivan, is in the dirt to talk about it right now. Shaw?
Well, Bob, if you can call this dirt here, you know, the trouble in this rain-laden land here in Washington is getting good dirt. You know, last year we had a big problem with footing. These bulls had to be the most horrible dirt that I've ever seen in my history of rodeo. It's really sponge-like, so what we did this time is we took and we mixed it in with some sand, and we actually made our own dirt for this. Now, it's still a little bit spongy, but it should be stickier than it was last time. Last time they were making solid holes and running all the way to the floor, the surface here, and this time it's going to be a little bit different ball game. We got artificial turf laid underneath the dirt, so it should give it a little bit firmer holding if something should go wrong.
You know, Shaw, we used to just set up a pen and bring the bulls and get the boys and get on them. And, Gary, the technology of the footing underneath them is just as important today as it is in football, ice, and hockey, whatever it is. But the bulls that we brought between Dan Russell, the Flying Five, and the Big Bend Rodeo Company, the challenge is on in Tacoma tonight.
Well, it sure is. You know, this pen is about as tough as you're going to get. In fact, it's so tough that there's not enough room in that final round for all those double tough bulls, so some of them have to go in the second round. An interesting matchup tonight is Marty Stannard, the winner two weeks ago, and Francis Wilson, the winner last week, have got 2 of the toughest bulls in rodeo business. So they're going to have to get by those 2 and then hopefully get by the 2 in the short go-around if they're going to expect to win here tonight. So it's going to be good watching.
It'll be good watching. Sounds like a personal problem. You and I don't have to ride him, but good luck to the boys. Let's talk about the highlights of exactly what happened. And it looked just like this. The young smiling face from the Midwest and the bull called Switchblade of John McDonald's. Francis Wilson right here out of position in 1, then off to the right, back in the middle, back to the right again. He hung and rattled for better than $10,000, and when it was all over, this happy youngster is on his way to a championship. Marty Stannard still holds the lead narrowly. Behind him is Francis, then to Myron Duhart, David Bailey, Buddy Golden. Where's Terry Don West? There he is, down at 6th. But hang on, the Canadian West Sear. Then we'll take a Hawaiian at Dusty Miranda. Brian Barker, the new hotshot out of Idaho, and Mikey Moore, the Cajun from Lake Charles, Louisiana. We're coming back to the Tacoma Dome. The fans are ready, we're ready, Wranglers ready, and it's a bull riding for you. From out of the Northwest to the best in your house, and we'll be back.
Jack. Hey. Get your own beer.
Since 1873, Original COORS in the yellow can.
So I hear Ray got a new pickup. What?
You saw the finals on Fox. Get the complete Wrangler Bull Riders Only finals. 3 days, 35 pro bull riders, 1 million moments of intense crack-your-back bro action. Now you can get the 1997 Wrangler Bro World Championship. 4 tapes, rounds 1, 2, 3, and the highlights of non-stop bro, bone-crunching letter blow action. These tapes capture all the excitement and great action from bull riding's premier event. Call 1-888-276-2855, extension 123 to order these awesome tapes, or write to the address on the screen.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wrangler Bull Riders Only from the Tacoma Dome. And as the first round highlights come up, J.C. Sanders, Gary LeFew says after a broken arm is back in. I'm telling you, the boy is riding like he did 2 years ago when he won a $10,000 Bull Rider Only. Utah took the lead at this point with an 80-point ride. He's one of the top 10 in BRO standings. But out of Comer, Georgia comes a man long and lean. Hey, he says, I want it green, and that's Buck Ernst putting it on one. 82 points. Jumped up to the lead at this position, one of the top 5 in the PRCA. But here is the miracle worker. Scotty Mendes has been flat on his butt for the last 2 years. Look at that outside foot. Finally, the way Scott Mendes on a ride one. Comes back to kick this calf. Texas takes the lead with an 84. Dusty Miranda, born and raised in the Hawaiian Islands. Now from South Dakota, had 2,200 pounds of burger between his legs to ride, and he did it. 80 points and a high loper with a lot of jerk. Mendes with 1,800 to the top. It's Ernst, Sanders, and Miranda. When we come back in this second round, these boys will be marking them. Monty Van Komen and Lee Malco. That looks like a father and son team. Here's a pair of hot shots, Jerry Norton and Rowdy Berry. It doesn't get any better on the Wrangler Tour in the Tacoma Dome. It's bull riding, and you better be with us. We'll be back in a moment. Hey everybody, this is Bob Tallman along with Gary LeFew and Shaw Sullivan, inviting you to Jackson, Mississippi in the Jackson Coliseum. It's going to be a warm and muggy Saturday night, and it's only a few days away, May 31st. Get your tickets. Call that area code 601-353-0603 for the best Saturday night entertainment in the state of Mississippi. Come and see us. We're going to be happy with it. Talking about who's up in the second round after you watch those round highlights. Francis Wilson, 2 weeks ago, took the $10,000 away in Rapid City. The hot shot, Buddy Golden, the veteran from California. The Wolf Pup riding like he never has before. Chris Littlejohn and Marty Stannard. We're kicking it off, and here we go with Francis Wilson. If he can ride the switchblade of John McDonald, he ought to ride this one. Howdy two from Dan Russell.
Oh, what the hell happened to Howdy?
What in the deal is here with this bull? Now, that's the first time we've ever seen him stop. He's just a young bull, 4 or 5 years old.
That bull's usually in the third round. He's one of the better bulls we got. Who knows this?
Well, they're talking about an option for a reride. He may get to do it again. There is the Bulldog. We'll see how it comes out. Well, when the Coors crack one open here, let's go to Shaw and see what's going to happen.
Well, with Francis Wilson, he doesn't have to make a decision on whether or not he's going to get on a reride until there's only one bull ride left. And in this round, since he only rides 6 to 8 out of the 15, he's going to be waiting until the end because he may not have to get on another one.
That's one of the things I like about bull riders only, giving the cowboy the benefit of the doubt, making it to his advantage. And John Sullivan be complimented for that.
I know it.
Right now, it's Buddy Gold. Here's the master from California, Hill Wells, number 65.
I'll get him over here.
Well, this is the calf out of the infamous, one of the greatest bulls of all time, Pacific Bell. And they marked, what, 86 points on him at Long Beach. And if he has his trick, he can be a bunch of money or he can be a bunch of ground.
Well, his old daddy did it as a world champion, and look at here. A little different fire to him, but about 400 pounds lighter than his daddy was. Buddy Golden rode him like he owns it. And you mentioned last week and the week before that Buddy Golden has been riding at rodeos so well. When he comes to bull riders only, we've had a little bit of difference there. We've been throwing him off like he shouldn't be.
Well, one of the things I think about Buddy, that when we bucked him off, he's got down in there a little too quick. He's got a little over anxious, getting down into the pocket. This week, he's a little more patient. He lets the bull pull him and then sits up. This guy has got talent. I watched him ride 5 of the rankest bulls for a Wrangler commercial 2 weeks ago. I mean, he rode like a world champion. If he keeps riding like that, he can definitely be a threat this year.
Well, he's a threat for another $10,000 win, of which he's been in the circle before at Bull Riders only. 84 points. Now to the lead. We've had one out with an option. Now Buddy Golden at 84. Let's take a look at Dan Wolf. 3 weeks ago, after a year of needed surgery, he was wearing an arm brace. He took his shoulder brace off. Rotor cuff surgery is what he should have in the freehand. And you made the comment away from you just let that last one pull it out. Yes, pull it out of there. The natural talent that Dan Wolf has. Poison ivy of Dan Russell tonight.
Let that bull look now.
You know, an interesting thing about Danny, he's got on shark cartilage. He said that his shark cartilage has done so much for rebuilding that shoulder that he feels like his old self again. Look at here,
Ah, nothing to it. Well, they use papaya juice to fix ruptured discs or herniated discs in your back cartilage, and that'll help the joints. I don't care what it takes, whatever they're doing for him, he's doing well. Shaw Sullivan has helped raise this kid. In Tacoma tonight, he raised his own with an 82. Shaw, you're close enough. I think he deserved the ball.
Well, you know, we've seen Dan a couple of times get real close, but I think he's got a real good sense of how long 8 seconds is. He don't care when the whistle blows. When these 8 seconds is done, he's done. Danny, you know in 8 seconds is, don't you?
You bet. And the other thing is my hand was out of the rope. I'm glad it was 8 seconds.
So more importantly, he knew in 8 seconds to try. Perfect. I love a bull who can count.
A little bull that can count, a little bull rider, but he does more than count. There's one of the most talented young men in the world and a happy family waiting for him to bring home a check as well. Christopher Littlejohn, Topeka, Oklahoma, that we're waiting on right now. As we're talking about bulls in, bulls out, where can you watch them? Here's the semi-pro division of bull riders only. The COORS, Bullarom and Fowler, Idaho, the 31st of May. Gonna take you right over to Pendleton, Oregon on the same weekend. Wild Bill's bull riding in Deadwood, South Dakota. That's the second Saturday of June. And we're talking here, June 21st. Great day. It's the Bulldog Super Bowl. Here we go. Gotta be a bull. Be a bull. Oh, man. I said we were waiting for Chris Littlejohn. I didn't expect that to happen. That was the last thing in the world that I thought would happen, Gary.
Well, Chris Littlejohn has really been in a big-time slump. In fact, he's had a bad habit of looking over his shoulder when he's right in the middle of it. Tonight, he wasn't right in the middle of this bull. He slid back off of that rope. That kick hits him, and boy, does it jam him down on the head. That's what we talk about, that daylight. If you do not get no daylight, you will not stay on the front end. You'll slide back. Try riding your horse down in a gully.
Okay, I can see what you're talking about. Get you some daylight. I think I like sunlight better even than daylight. Here's the old man from the mountain that is #1, but only by a few $100 in the bull riders only season right now. Black Jack from Dan Russell and Marty Stanton of Clovis, California. Talking about riding the horse down the gully, come up the other side. You're leaning back when he's going down, and you're leaning forward up over his runners when he's coming up. And if you don't, you'll be out the back door.
You'll slide plumb off of it if you do not get daylight. You got to stand up. The same thing happens on the bull.
It's a very simple theory, and it's very easy to do if you can create that analogy in your mind.
It's good practice besides.
Marty Stanton, $11,000 to the good after 3 bull riders only in this season. Don't look now. He knows better than that. There is one of the old-time heroes, Marty Stanton. He's won nearly $100,000 in bull riders only. And boys, he grit in his teeth. He is mad. He knows what he did. We'll be back with more with an 84 to the lead and an 82 to follow in just a moment. Welcome you back to the Tacoma Dome, an 84 to the lead. Buddy Golden, #1, 82 for Dan Wolf right behind you. You are looking at Justin Andrade on an A18. Alex Nacarata, Ray jumping, kicking, ripping your head off if you get in trouble kind of bull. They call him Knothead. He comes from Dan Russell. Justin Andrade. It is who's who. Terry Don West, Shane Thurston, Lee Aiken, and Byron Duhart. As we talk about 9 of the best in the United States and Canada, in the top 10 or top 15 in the PRCA standings right now, they're here. Justin Andrade, the 3rd biggest winner right now. Here's a cowboy with one over $150,000 in his short career. This kid can ride bronze. He's an everyday cowboy. He's a bull riding deluxe. Justin Andrade is what every young man would want to be. Versatily talented, and our expectations of his athletic abilities are designed to be a world champion, a bull riders only champion as he was in 1995.
Well, he's a great bull rider, and I think this matchup here is going to fit him perfectly. This bull really bucks. He's probably going to go at least one way, maybe both ways, which is really going to test Justin Andrade's talent of not only working that spin going to the left, but also going to the right. But this kid is talented, and if he gets the whistle here, he'll probably go to the lead.
Well, this bull raised right in his backyard, and he knows the theory of how some of these calves are going to butt. But what Justin Andrade's got on is he has tenure at a very young age. Left foot, he's in trouble. Can he jump back in and jump back out of here? He give it a try. He give it a try. Jerry Norton right there to pick him up along with Ronnie Berry. Great bullfight here tonight from 2 of the best in the West. Justin Andrade, well, walks out a little disgusted. There's another day to ride. Well, as you're watching him put his hat back on a half bald head, a face that's covered by vest, the Chuck Simonson mask, which I think may be the best mask. Now, I don't have to wear one.
If I was going to wear one, this is one I'd wear because it is double duty.
This is the man, the $600,000 career-earning champion, Terry Don West, in the top 10 of the Bull Riders only standings, riding like the all-time champion that he's supposed to.
He's going to reverse it. Look at here.
West around it, he jumps over the bull.
Oh, man, this guy could ride bulls.
Outstanding with A2 Rojo, another Alex Baccarada, Dan Russell calf. Ladies and gentlemen, you are walking across the arena with this man. You are walking with the greatest bull rider alive today. TACOMA comes alive, Shaw with a 90.
I'm down here with Terry Don. Terry's got a smashed hat. Terry gave you a little scare when Rojo tried to rear over on you, man. Yeah, I gave me five back when that bull final flick on top of me. When I come out of there now, I want to get out of there. I don't want to smash him like that again. All right, as we go out to the arena for the action.
This is what it's all about with Shane Thurston. Here's the man at 1 second right behind Terry Don West for the year at Las Vegas at our $1 million bull riding. Did he make it? That's my concern. Mighty Mouse and the Big Ben might have just thrown him out of there. They're saying, did he make it? Tell me that he did. Nope, no score. Shaw, real quick, and back to you. It scared me. It scared, I'm sure it scared you and Terry Don, but little deja vu right there in Las Vegas. That had to be frightening to his heart.
Absolutely frightening, and in this time, you know, you got to kind of get a guy to grab a hold of his belt and maybe jerk him out of there. And both these times, you know, you got a situation where the back of the chute, you got the flank man there, and there's no anyone really to grab a hold of him, maybe pull him out of there, and he snapped him up for 90 points, so he was 1 point away from deja vu here for a second.
Well, old Rojo had as good a night as he'll ever have anywhere. Terry Don to the lead with a 90. Buddy Golden 84, 82 for Dan Wolf for the top three. We're in the second round of bull riding, and it's Lee Aiken. Here you are, buddy. Quick way with a Z28. Big Ben calf. Gary, nice bull.
Lee Aiken, his boy's been in a slump, but boy, he's not in a slump now. He's come up flogging tonight.
There are no slumps in the Bull Riders, only 97-98 season. When they had a shot at the $1 million in Las Vegas, they put an entire new spirit into this. And there's a lot of new young faces with a lot of talent that are riding since Rapid City to right up to here to Tacoma. We're going on with them to Jackson, Mississippi, to El Paso, Texas. This is what it's all about. More money, new faces, a lot of talent, and the Bulls are bucking, and he's proven how good he can ride right here.
You know, one of the things that when you get a chance to ride after Terry Don West, you see a bull ride, and the way he does it, it is, you know, I mean, it just pumps you up, and you feel like you can ride anything. In my day, when I went to a rodeo, when George Paul, the legendary George Paul rode, is I would pay the gate the shoot boss to let me ride after George, because you could not buck me off after watching that man ride.
I totally understand. He's at 81 points. When we talk about how to learn from the best there is, here's two of them. You're looking at them here tonight. Rowdy Berry is a bullfighter. Terry Don West as the ranking champion of the world in PRCA and the all-time money winner of BRO bull ridings. May 23rd, 4th, and 5th. 3 days to be enlightened physically, mentally, and morally of how to be the best bull rider and bullfighter. Give the Wolf Pup a call at 409-863-7480. Matagorda, Texas is where it's going to happen. May Day 1, 2, and 3 on the 23rd, 4th, and 5th. Do me a favor. If you got kids who want to learn to fight or ride bulls, send them to two of the greatest in the world. Terry Don West and the Rowdy Berry. Well, we left you a moment ago with an 81 score, and that seemed to be secondary for Lee Aiken. He rode a good bull, but Terry Don's 90 for the lead. 84 for Buddy Golden, number 2, 82 now for Dan Wolf, and 81 is 4 for Lee Aiken. Normally, with this kind of a pin of bulls, it's mighty tough to get through this second round. You're watching one of the top 5 of the world standings in the 1996 year in PRCA Rodeo and in Bull Riders only. From Peyton, Colorado, born in Hawaii, this is Myron Duhart. MWG of the Flying Five. This is a Kevin Wilk, a Wilk Gurlitt Rodeo Company. Kevin Gurlitt raised bull from Canada. A Canadian champion, award-winning bull underneath the Colorado Ranger.
Well, this should be a nice score for Myron. Myron's riding real good, and You know, he'll make the short go around in flying colors if he gets the whistle on this bull.
He'll get to the whistle a little fast. Can't give it to him, Redhead. Well, he and Marty Standard did the same thing. They both look to the left, and where you look is where you hit. I learned that from Donnie Gay 20 years ago. We'll be back with more of the second round in a moment from Tacoma. We're in the second round in Tacoma tonight, but I want to talk to you about Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rushmore Plaza, where you have watched many great bull riders only shows. Tuesday night, the 3rd of June, through Sunday, the 8th. What's happening? The National Intercollegiate Rodeo Finals. Now, let me explain something to you. There's 180 colleges across the United States that will send their best college rodeo teams in every event of college rodeo, men and women's teams. To Rapid City, South Dakota, and Rushmore Plaza. It's a new move from Bozeman, Montana, where they've had it for 20 years. And we will all be there on television and live, and I want you to bring your families. Give us a call at 1-800-468-6463. It is Jeff Cathcart. They call him Butch. He comes from Wyoming. Tyrell. The terrible Tyrell. Now here's a lot of juice for you right here, left you.
I think it's going to be a good bull for Jeff. He goes away from his hand, that's his weak direction, but this bull does not get up a lot in the front end, and most guys fit this bull.
Well, this bull had to call him Fat Albert, and I'm going to say Donnie Hutzel, Sonny Riley, Mike Corey, all of you up there. You better take the grain bucket away from him. He's going to have a heart attack. Old Fat Albert's too fat to buck. Great guy right there. You talk about an attitude adjuster. He can make it work. Good bull ride. He put the effort on him when he was supposed to. And an 82 score. That'll tie him for second and third right now. How about third and fourth? 90 to the lead. If there's a ward to be in, Mike's the man to ride one tonight. Come on, buddy. It's goal time. Big man. No. Ouch. That's a hard way to hit, and then to have him stick a foot in your belly to jerk you loose.
Ouch.
Oh, boy, that'll break an egg in the chicken right there.
I'm serious, baby.
You can hear Jerry talking to him right there. He's living through it. Jerry Norton's mic tonight in the arena.
I don't give a shit what happened. I'm proud of you there, bud.
About a month ago, the first time we had this boy to Bull Riders Only, and I can't call him a boy, he's a middle-aged man, nearly 30. Lee Green from Marcy, Idaho. I said, you need to watch this kid. He's a heavy equipment operator. He is a veteran and can ride him. We're going to test him here tonight with Mo Money, 1220 of the Big Ben Rodeo Company. But he has ridden some real good ones in the last couple of weeks with us. Now, get around the corner. Wail. Do it. Look at him jump up on his rope.
Boy, you talk about get up there like Terry Dillon.
Ouch. Did he make it, though? That's the main question right now.
It was right at that whistle where he touched him, so it's going to be those judges clear that and watch for that very reason.
Gary and Shaw, you were close enough to see it. Here's something that this guy's got because of his age as a veteran. He is focused. His eyes are open. There's a lot of kids that'll black out 4 or 5 jumps out there, and they lose their focus. This guy knows what he's doing. Watch him when he gets hit. He takes a hit and still goes on. 76 points is where we're going to put Lee Green. 76. Tell you what, that looks like a 4-8 picnic compared to what we've been doing. With a 90 and 84, a pair of 82s right now. They're riding some bulls in Tacoma. Out of the first round into this round, they are riding. Todd Steinbach. The happy-go-lucky 9-footer right here. Come on, Lurch. Let's see what you can do with a little whiplash. Z10 of the Flying 5. Now, you've had an opportunity to help adjust him mentally. Physically, he is awesome, but here's a kid that can take it.
You bet. You know, I had a chance to work with Todd. He really gets up on his legs good, but you got to follow that rope down with your hips. And that bull breaks over and starts down after he jumps in the air. You got to shove them hips at him.
Got him, Todd!
Get out of there and ride one now. Come on. Left foot jig. Perfect. Look at there. Hustle. Now you're watching it. For those of you that are tuned in watching Bull Riders Only for the first time, you're listening to Gary LeFew give his critique as a color man. But what you're getting is a free lesson in 30 years of excellence of riding bulls. Let's go to the arena with Shaw. Call it for me down there, Cowboy.
Well, it's going to make it real tough on Francis Wilson right now because that's the 7th ride with Francis. It's 8, so he's going to have to keep a close eye on this last bull ride as to whether he's going to even have to get on another one for a rerun.
That's the way it comes up. He may not have the opportunity for the decision. 80 points for Steinbach. Now look at this. We're 90, 84, 82, 82, 81, and an 80. This is one of the hottest second rounds ever. Kelly Armstrong, 7th person's Alberta. 3rd-ranked Canadian in the top 10 for Canada right now. A college cowboy and doing it right.
You know, this kid has changed his style of riding. For a while, he was a sit-back and kind of a lean-back rider. Now, a lot of these guys are really starting to watch Terry Don West, and they're finding that they get a lot more control and a lot more consistently by driving that riding arm shoulder. Watch that riding arm shoulder. When they meet that kick, you ride off of it, and you drive it and stand up. Get up off them pockets. Drive it, get up, see all that daylight on them pockets? Watch him drive it again. Just use it just like a post, John Quintana used to say. Drive it up there, and then shove your hips on the way down. Follow that rope down, get right back up there. Changing his style has made him a lot more consistent.
One of the greats of all times in the world champion, John Quintana. You know, these young boys that are getting to ride every week at Bull Riders Only with Terry Don West are also getting a lesson, if you'll think about it. Here's a young man who wants to ride like he did last 2 weeks ago in Rapid City to win $10,000. Francis Wilson. This is the speckled bird of the flying barn. Here's the reride that he took. Whoa! Well, you see, he got away with it. An old switchblade the other day, off to the right, back in there, but he overcorrected himself here. And that might have thrown him off, but what a great young man. You're watching the second round of Bull Riders Only, and when we come back, you're going to love it. Hang on. Stay with us.
Hello, Wrangler Bro fans. I'm Charles Sampson, and this is Charlie's Choice. For the matchup of tonight, my choice goes to Buddy Golden. He's the veteran, and he's one of my favorite bull riders. But he's matched against the Chevy All-Star Bull 27 Grumpy. They won first on this bull. They won second on this bull. Buddy's won second. He's won third. Buddy's due. I tell you what, this could be the matchup of the night. Buddy, cowboy up. You're Charlie's Choice. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Charlie. You California guys stick together, don't you? Here we go in this section in the 3rd round of the Tacoma Dome. It's Buck Ernst, Buddy Golden, Dan Wolf, and Terry Don West. Ladies and gentlemen, this looks like a Las Vegas pin. I'm talking about the $1 million bull ride that you watch on Fox Network. The $1 million payoff. The Bull Riders Only, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th last April. Chevrolet All-Star Bull, and we're ready to rock and roll. Get me down in there with them and let's ride some. Buck Ernst comes from Comer, Georgia. 4th-ranked man in the PRCA standings and could be a world champion right here tonight in Tacoma. There he is on the finger. 89 doing what he does best. What a sucker punch he pulled on old Buck.
That bull has one of the weirdest timing patterns of all any bull in the rodeo. He back and forth, and then when he comes around, he slides sideways, wants to drop you down in there.
He's a thinker and an actor and stepped out from underneath one of the best in the world. Depending on what old Grumpy has on his game plan tonight, will he jump out there and turn back at the end of the first or second jump? Will he hop skip on his front feet? Well, we'll see what Charlie's Choice can say about it right here. Buddy Golden, a former $10,000 winner from Carlsbad, California, former national finalist, and a finalist from Bull Riders Only in Las Vegas for $1 million as well. This is a 13 trick or treat. This is right around the corner, coming to it. No, wait a minute.
He's going to go left with it.
It's Grumpy. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong page.
That bull never goes left. He's always to the right. And that is the first time I have ever seen him spin to the left.
Now, I know you think I'm nuts, but I told you the unpredictable, undependable. This is not his story. This bull hasn't had the same set of tracks for the last 3 years.
What he will do is usually hop, skip, and then turn back to the right, which is into Buddy's hand in his best direction. But when he goes away from his hand, he bucks everybody off when he goes away from their hand.
Shaw Sullivan, this is your fault. That bull had a 3rd set of tracks tonight.
I'm not about to go over and talk to Buddy because I know he's mad. He said earlier, if I think a bull's going to go to the left, it may help me out. Well, you know, that bull right there, he felt like he was going to go right, and that bull went left.
There is no way to think about it. Trick or treat. Here's the bull. Here's the bull.
Whoa, this here was what we predicted. Danny Wolf was going to get the hoof on him.
Pop it, make it happen. There's a third-ranked bull, voted the third best bull in the World Championships at PRCA Rodeo last year. Another great Alex Nacarata raised, and a ripping good ride from the Wolf Pup.
You know, we talked about this before the ride. Riders who keep their hips out in front on this bull get along with him. You don't want to get too far forward on him. He'll click your heels. Keep running your hips at him. Keep your hips against that rope, and he will keep packing you.
Oh, back him to a 93 in Tacoma on a Saturday night for Wrangler Bull Riders only. The Wolf Pup in position, riding in the tennis shoes. No way in the world everybody gets a shot at this bull, let alone get him rolled. Terry Don West, here we go. It's plus 100 Playmate. He knows what the story is. Look at this. This is awesome.
Oh, he got him. He got him.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Don West has been qualified, called, and attested to one of the greatest bull riders in the history of rodeo and bull riders only. But what you're looking at right here is a 7.65 bull ride attempt on one of the great bulls of Dan Russell's Playmate.
Well, this bull has bucked him off before. He's rode him before. The bull's got some belly rolls in him. He gets him in a little bit of trouble. He comes back.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm calling it by our clock at 7:65. The judges are calling it a qualified ride. They're going to mark him at 89 points, put him in the number 2 spot. Well, that'll tell you what my clock's worth right here. We'll take it from the judges at 89 points. We'll be back with more with a 93 in the lead. The Wolf Pup from Matagorda, Texas. There's Terry Don, and that has to be hurt. We've got more to go in a minute. Hang on. Simply the place you want to be to join Gary LeFew and I, Sean Sullivan, and all of the bull riders only that you're watching right here tonight from Tacoma. It's going to happen May 31st, a Saturday night in the Southland, the land of Southern hospitality. Give us a call at 601-353-0603. Why? Well, if you don't write that number down, you're going to miss an opportunity to bring your family to one of the finest forms of bull ride family entertainment in America today.
Oh, I love Jackson, Mississippi.
Woo,
Bringing my son Brett. We're going to have a bull riding school down there right there during the rodeo.
Well, I'll tell you what, for those of you that met Gary LeFew, there's more of it. Young Brett, Judge Paul, we got them all. What a family, what an opportunity. Little Hopper coming kicking with the Utah man, J.C. Sanders. You're watching him get ready. Kelly Armstrong in the all-time great number 19. Todd Steinbach and Lee Aiken. Gary, we're down inside. You know the scene.
Well, we just got the word from behind the scenes here that Terry Don West may have a broken wrist. That bull stepped on him when he got off right here.
No.
Okay, get down in the chute here. You got a couple of great bull rides you just watched. You got your motor running, you got your adrenaline running. This is the time to ride bulls because, you know, there's nothing better when you've seen a couple of good ones right in front of you.
You're going to watch the father and son team of the bulls. It's Grasshopper and Little Hopper, and here's the next generation.
We got him.
Freddie Cordell Reed to come out of that West Texas country. J.C. Sanders. Come on. Yes, he's there. That's a pretty average day for that old Gray Bremer calf.
Kind of quit kicking a little bit right there, and that usually makes him harder to ride. But JC has come on. He has fixed his mechanics, and hey, when you see a couple of great bull rides like you've seen before he nodded his head, you can't buck off after something like that.
Shaw, you're close enough and can understand what we're talking about. Here at Tacoma tonight, it's not just the matchup, but there's a whole new spirit in the young boys of bull riders only, and they are riding the juice caps like it's an easy day.
Well, I'm down here with JC. JC, he flattened out a little bit at the end, made it difficult for you to get over there away from your hand.
Yeah, I ended up getting real lucky. Just bearing down. My new Ride Hard shirt really helped me out tonight, I think.
Absolutely perfect. Right there with JC Sanders, 86 points.
Well, riding hard is what he does best. 93 to the lead, 89 and an 86. He's in the number 3 spot. We're in position right now with Kelly Armstrong. Here is the all-time great world champion bucking bull, number 19 Grasshopper of Dan Russell. The young Canadian going to school down in the States. A Chevy All-Star opportunity right here with Grasshopper. 7 Persons, Alberta. I know there are Canadian fans that watch us on the network.
Now, we talked about that riding on shoulder. It's going to really become important on Grasshopper because this bull, the trick to riding him is to stay over that front end until he breaks over. He slides everybody back towards the hip. So he's going to have to drive that shoulder, stay up on his legs till he breaks over, shove them hips on the way down, and get back up there and stay up there.
This bull around and break it off if he gets a shot at you now. Get up, get up, get up.
Get up, he's doing it. Uh-oh.
Tilt, he's on tilt. I don't care how strong your right foot is, and the bull never really did get a good start at him. Just one turn to the left and a hop skip. Let's take another look at it from a couple of different angles. Gary, here you go. Where'd he go wrong?
Well, I tell you what, he's starting the way he wants to start. See all the daylight, he's holding position, he's shoving his hips, he's right up there again. Look at how much daylight he's getting. He's perfect. The bull starts to reverse it here. He wants to reach that front arm out in front of him. Look, he's looking away. He couldn't believe he was riding that bull that easy, and when he turned the other direction, he just looked away.
Well, the bull might have faked him out a little bit. Shaw, you're at ground level. What is your interpretation?
Well, I think he thought he had left on his mind, and I think when the bull went back the other direction, I don't think he was set up for it. He was trying to get around there because the bull gets so many people whipped to the outside.
Well, I'm glad to hear from both the guru, Gary LeFew, and Shaw Sullivan. Just remember, I talk about it. I don't have to do it. Been there, bought the T-shirt and the cap. More fun to exercise your option of burpees. A little nitro power for you now from Dan Russell. 8:23. Long and tall, Todd Steinbach. Trying to catch up with Dan Wolf's awesome ride on Trick or Treat. 8:13 a minute ago. 93 in the lead for Dan Wolf from Matagorda, Texas.
You know, it's interesting the way these bulls had their way with Cowboys in Las Vegas and how the Cowboys have had their way tonight.
Well, think about it. They played for $1 million and a couple of million before that during our regular Bull Riders only season. Now they're thinking about going to that $1 million again. This will make your heart pump. There's a lot of people who probably didn't believe. Can they really ride for $1 million? No, they can't. They do.
You know, I think it made a lot of Cowboys start thinking. They're thinking about that million.
Oh, look at it. Well, Todd, you asked for the gate, and you got it. That's the best trip that little bull's had in a long time around that corner. Wow. Talk about rip you out of there.
Boy, that's got to say something for your breeding program, huh, Bobby?
I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, you want one of him? He'll make you one, just like him. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Man, line breeding is getting some good bulls in this program, isn't it?
Behind that Wrangler banner is about to be the nod in the face of Lee Aiken.
Not broken.
Let's make it work. Well, have a shot there. That's the handsome face. Yeah, a new cameraman. Look, he's got his throwaway. Justin Andrade. He's thinking about it. He said, I got to the turf tonight. I'm going to take some pictures of how this is going to work. He wants the freeze frame. Justin Andrade is one of the newest owners of some bucking bull cows. Zoop Dove, my all-time hero rodeo announcer, and I say that honestly. Absolutely love what this man can do with an audience. And boy, they're hot tonight in Tacoma. Great audience here. Zoop Dove comes on Cody, our sound man as well. Lee Aiken bears SWAWILLA. This bull is not supposed to be able to buck as good as he is, as big as he is.
Boy, he can buck going. Boy, Lee has come alive. You know, we had a talk with him a couple of weeks ago. Just told him to, just start getting back to that front end. Once you get to that front end, everything will work out for you. And I'm really proud of him. He's come back and made 2 good bull rides tonight.
You need to tell him not to run to the Kingspin gate and go down that alleyway. Once it gets done, he could get killed in there. Well, the crowd's not as happy with his score as he might be. 85 points. 85 for Lee Aiken. My compliments tonight and a great job for our good friend Rowdy Berry and Jerry Norton. 2 great bullfighters. So we'll hold it with a 93. Dan Wolf in the lead. 89 for Terry Don West, and we'll get a start on what's happening to his wrist in a minute. That's the way it is. We'll be back to Tacoma in a minute. Don't you move. You about where to go to Bull Riders only, let me say this. This is Bob Tolman personally inviting you to join us at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, August 23rd, Saturday night. 800-536 Bull. That's 800-536-2855. Give us a call in our Denver office. Englewood, I should say. We're ready to ride with Jeff Cathcart. Slam dunk. Here's another one of the great Canadians from the Girlets Bunch for the Big Bend Rodeo Company.
Well, this bull, boy, he's a handful, and Jeff, you better get him a good seat in here because it's going to explode when that gate opens.
You watch this little Bolly. When he gets his trip, if he gets his feet under him, and Shaw has worked very hard along with Kevin Hartwig to make sure that the ground is right. Watch Bolly do it. Yes. There's his trip. He's got the spin, and when things don't work right, another one of the bulls, like we talked about Rojo, that can think. Them older bulls, and they think. He knew he wasn't going to get away from him in that flat spin, and he just gave him a high jump and a kick. He's out of there. Shaw Sullivan, my congratulations for the dirt tonight. They're making them look good, but the boys, well, I don't know if the dirt's in the bull favor. It works. Down in there in the Wrangler chute one more time. We're going to try it. This is Lee Green. Now, I've got a little money bet on this deal. I guess it's all right to talk about that. But the man who raised the bull, Steve Kelly, K66 Rapid Fire, of all of the bulls in here tonight, you're going to pick one that could have a rankest night. Watch this bull, the Big Bend Rodeo Company.
You know, I've been watching this bull on tape. I think he's a lot like Trick or Treat. He does not come up the front end when he comes around. So you want to keep your hips out in front of him.
Right there. Right there. Now look at the fire in it. Yes. Oh, yes. Well, that just cost me $10, but it's worth it. Look at him laugh. He says, uh-huh. 32 years old, and he is one of the older guys in the bunch, but watch this bull jump through his bottom.
He got him in a problem right out of there. He didn't get out of the gate good. He slapped him, and he knew he slapped him. But, boy, he does set you down out of there. He comes around and just, he does not come up in the front end, though. He whips around there. Woof for it. We're going to have to put the woof up on him. He's a master at riding these bulls like this.
Shaw, as you're watching him from the ground right there, this cat's got to go. But what about the try in this boy? What about Lee? You see him hang and rattle. He wasn't going to give up.
No, you know, he wasn't going to give up, and he did slap him right out of there. And that bull, like he said, you got to pull your rope back a little bit because he doesn't get up real hard front end, and he moves his shoulders back, and he blows the guy's feet out of there. When he blew his feet out of there, he slid way off the rope and tried to hang on anyway.
What are you grinning about? That's what I'm worried about.
Because he was grinning.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you may watch history made here tonight. Scott Mendes and a Chevrolet All-Star bull called Yellow Jacket. This is a South Dakota raised bull. They get $16,000 for this animal at the National Finals Bucket Bull sale last December. Yellow Jacket, number 77. Scott Mendes let his right foot go loose, as Shaw would say, happy foot or happy feet. And well, he's my neighbor in Weatherford, Texas, old Parker County, the home of some great cowboys, some great cattlemen, cutting horse capital of the world. And we're proud to say that Scott Mendes rides for Parker County, Texas.
Hey, tonight, the trick on this Yellow Jacket, you watch Margie Standard went on him a couple of weeks ago. He throwed him off at the finals. When this bull turns left, he's going to fade to the right. So Scott does not want to move down in that spin too far and you get left down in there. You want to look out over this bull's outside shoulder and keep moving sideways with him in that spin.
Make it work, Scotty, ride this bull. Yes, 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 yes. Go on, go on. Oh, man.
Boy, you talk about a throw-up. That bull is another one that is usually to the left. Every time we've seen him, it's to the left. Here tonight, he's to the right. So these bulls are getting unpredictable.
It's Kevin Hartwig's good dirt in the dome in Tacoma tonight. That's what it's all about right here. This bull had as good a day as any bull can ever have. He tried him. You gotta say he tried him. He just got crossfired with his free hand.
You look at the action of that bull. I mean, you got to hand it to these contractors. They have brought a pin of athletes of their own in here, and when you put two great athletes together, somebody's going to win. One day it might be the Bulls, the other day it might be the Cowboys, and that's what makes this game so great.
Dusty Moran is the man on the world champion of Bull Riders Only Bucket Bulls, K9. This bull is a Chevrolet All-Star Challenge at Tacoma tonight. This is K9 Dogface. He was the second rankest bull in the world last year at PRCA Rodeo.
Whoa, look at this Orion.
Tried it.
Wow, boy, did that kid put a try on him.
Kiss me by.
The thing you've got to think about in trying to ride that bull, he barely got started. Normally he'd jump in the airport, went through a 360 to the left. 7.3 tenths of a second.
They're giving him a standing ovation right here. That bull is in hometown and happy. You have just watched one of the rankest pens of bull at any rodeo, any bull riding in the world, but you watched them right here on the Wrangler Bull Riders Only Tour. And Bull Riders Only started right here in Tacoma a few years ago. Proud to say we're proud to be a part of the system. Man, oh man, what a way to come to the ground.
Boy, you can see this Dusty Miranda is going to be around a while. This kid is really bearing down on the premier bucking bull in the world.
Oh, he is a dandy. Something to be proud of just to have him as a part of our system. We're going to meet the champions and the Wolf Pup receiving his jacket right now from Charlie. There's Charlie Sampson on the left, Charlie's Choice, and Patrick O.D. O'Donnell. We'll be back with more about this in the interview in a minute, right here on the Bull Riders Only Network.
Dan, this isn't the first time you've been 90 points in this arena, is it?
No, I'd have to say Tacoma's probably, you know, I grew up in the Northwest, and every time I come back here, I do great. Fans are great, this event's great, and heck, when you have everything great together like 13 trick-or-treat of Danny Russell's, nothing else happens but first.
Well, the first ever event was held here in Tacoma, Washington, and Dan was 90 points there. Now, let me tell you, last year you got slid out of the top 5 right at the end, and it ended up costing you a chance at the World.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those things. I was in the top 5 all year, and they moved me out by 1, which I thought that was all right because that's another chance at another $20,000. I never dreamed I'd ride a bull and not make it back, but everybody come alive Saturday night, and I'm here again, though.
Well, $10,000 and a good shot to be in the top 5 for the whole season. Dan Wolf, back to Bob in the booth.
It doesn't get any better than that, and the Wolf Pup deserves another win. It's been a while since he's had one of these $10,000 checks.
Well, I remember he won it right here back when maybe about the second year we was here, maybe the first year.
What about Terry Don West? How bad's the arm?
Well, they say that it's not broken, that it looked like it's bruised real bad, but hey, Terry Don will be back. You know him.
Now, we told you that there were going to be some great rides here tonight when we started out of the first round highlights into the second round, but they didn't bring a bunch of 4-H calves to ride. We watched some of the rankest bulls in all of North America take a pretty good kicking, and the new names, some of the new kids, there are some hot shots to watch for all over the country.
Well, there sure are, and it's getting better watching all the time. Tonight's the telecast I like because you got a good mix of great bull rides and great bulls bucking guys off because these bulls are athletes, and boy, they bring them to do the job, and they do it.
Well, you have to bring your riding pants when you come to BRO. Remember, we're working our way to another $1 million opportunity. And as we talk about Tacoma and how the money came down, Dan Wolf at 10,000 even. Terry Don West slipped in for another 3. J.C. Sanders back on the track, riding him right for 2. And Lee Aiken slipped in there for a little check. Overall, Marty Stannard hadn't moved, but it's been close. Dan Wolf, Francis Wilson, Terry Don West, and Buddy Golden. That is out of the top 5. We're talking about Bull Riders Only. The Wrangler Bull Riders Only series from the Tacoma Dome has been brought to you by Chevy Truck, the official truck of Bull Riders Only, and the truck that we proudly drive. Award Design Metal, the official buckle of Wrangler Bull Riders Only. And by Wrangler, the official team. And, of course, Original COORS. Join us in 2 weeks. We'll be at Jackson. Hey, for LaFew and Sullivan, I'm Bob Tallman. And we'll be with you again.